Welcome to Community Action Norfolk's presentation for an introduction to social media. Whether you like it or not, social media is here to stay, and its presence in the online world is only getting bigger. Social media is all about connecting, whether that be as catching up with friends or family, developing professional relationships, or building the profile of your organisation. Social media is also about being entertained, learning new things, and developing new interests. For charitable organisations, this is a great resource for connecting with your supporters, promoting what you do, and also raising funds. And best of all, it's free. More and more often, it's social media that people will go to now to find out more about what you do. Partnering organisations will also do the same to see how proactive you are, and even large organisations such as the Charity Commission and the National Lottery are known to use social media channels to check out how an organisation is running. Here are just a small selection of social media channels you may recognise. Do you know what each of them are? Maybe you can think of some more. Let's take a look at some of the most popular social media channels used in the UK. Did you know a person spends almost a year and 7 months of a lifetime on Facebook? And what about all of the social media usage in the UK? On average, in the UK, people spend 1 hour and 50 minutes a day on social media. And with 53 million active social media users in the UK, which is over 77% of the UK population, 98% of the UK users actually use social media on their mobile phone devices. So you can see why it is a vital source of communication. So, as we mentioned earlier, social media is all about connecting with people, and all the social media platforms make it really easy with simple ways to do this. So let's familiarise ourselves with some of the lingo used in the social media world. If you're wanting to mention somebody in a post on social media, you can use something called a handle. This is your username, and it usually represents in the form of a @ symbol, like in @CanNorfolk. It's a way for people to identify you and communicate with you. A hashtag is used to highlight a keyword or phrase within your post. There are no spaces or punctuation between words, and you can use these hashtags to find similar posts and make connections. You would have already seen that there are lots of social media platforms to choose from, but it is important to select what is going to be right for both you, your organisation, and the people you would like to connect with. To start with, we are going to talk about Facebook. Facebook is the leading social network in the UK with just over 54% share of the visits, and 51 million people in the UK were registered to Facebook at the end of 2020. Facebook pages, which are used to publicly promote organisations, are a great way to achieve more engagement, raise awareness, activate support, and raise funds for your charity. Pages have functionality options that profiles do not. If you're new to Facebook, you will need to set up a personal profile for yourself first. Then create a page for your business or organisation. You can add other people as administrators to the page to help you maintain it, as long as they also have a Facebook profile themselves. While Facebook is technically free, its algorithm means that many of your posts will be seen by only a tiny fraction of your fans. It can actually be as low as 5%, so it's important that your posts are engaging. The other benefit of Facebook is that you can share events, photos, galleries, videos to give people a good overview of your organisation. Should you wish to have a more private conversation and connection between your followers and supporters and volunteers, Facebook also gives you the option of developing Facebook groups for private access. These are great, especially when you need volunteers to be talking to each other to support them through their volunteering role. Twitter is used to share short, precise messages or tweets to an audience. However, you only have a maximum of 280 characters to use. They can include text, photos, links and videos, and it gives you the ability to tag others to link them directly to your organisation. Twitter is very much based upon real-time reactions, so it's a platform you need to manage very frequently to ensure you get the most out of it. You can like tweets, but to get the most engagement, users are encouraged to reply to tweets from others, retweet them with an added comment of your own, and using images and videos to make them more eye-catching. Did you know tweets of images receive 18% more click-throughs, 89% more likes, and 150% more retweets? To increase your reach further, you can tag other organisations using their different @ and the handle that we spoke about earlier, or use a common hashtag to help. Typically, we find in the UK, Twitter users are aged between 25 and 34 years old. I'm sure you would have heard of the phrase, a picture paints 1,000 words. So if you have a budding photographer or someone who has an eye for great images, Instagram will be the social media platform for you. Instagram is for sure one of the most popular platforms in the UK with more than 1 billion users worldwide. Although it has a younger demographic, it is becoming increasingly popular. To use Instagram effectively, you need to make certain you use high quality images and videos using tags, hashtags, filters and GIFs to make it even more eye-catching. You can add either posts that will remain permanently on your wall, or you can add your images to a reel, but these will only appear on your page for 24 hours. Unlike Twitter, you can add lots of text to an Instagram post, so it's great if you need to share lots of information. LinkedIn is a platform for anyone who is looking to advance their career. This can include people from various professional backgrounds, such as small business owners, students, job seekers, or even charities. LinkedIn could be a very beneficial platform for charities or organisations that are looking for more volunteers or trustees, or even looking for partnership opportunities. Volunteering roles can really build an individual's skill set and personal development, so a platform like LinkedIn could be a hugely valuable asset to your organisation. Once you've decided what social media platform is going to work for you and you have got your brand new account set up, you need to start planning what information you are going to share. Before you start creating your content, it is important for you to think about the following. Firstly, who is your audience? Is it supporters, stakeholders, volunteers, or the general public? Ensure the correct tone of language is used for each one. What are you wanting to share or achieve? Is it an image? Is it fundraising information or promotion about an event? Think about the content and how best to share this. And why are you posting this? Is it to increase ticket sales, promote your business, or even just to say a simple thank you? Finally, you need to think about which will be the best platform to achieve this on. Would Facebook be better than Twitter, for example? Who is your intended audience? Do you have good quality images that can tell the story of what you're trying to sell? Once you understand these questions, you will be able to connect with your intended audience much more successfully. Engaging with your audience is important, but you need to also consider how you can improve your reach. Here are a few points that you should consider to help you do this. Reply to comments you receive. It will mean a lot to your followers who may well have personal reasons for supporting your work. Reply to likes and retweets and share other people's posts on relevant subjects. Engage with others and you will find they will engage with you. Ask questions of your followers. Not only does this encourage engagement, but you will generate more content in the form of replies, which you can also retweet. Join in conversations. Try searching relevant hashtags or trending topics to do with your cause and either contribute your own opinion or take the time to agree with someone else's point of view. Do a regular search for mentions of your charity and share or reply or thank the people who are taking the time to tag you. Ask people to share your posts, and basically it's all about planning again. Plan, and more planning. Planning your social media activity is vital. Here are some things to consider. Targeting key areas or boosting posts. Algorithms on social media platforms may mean that your post only reaches a certain number of people. You may access a bigger audience by targeting key areas. These boosts can be created to cover a particular area, a demographic or gender relevant to what you are sharing. However, this is usually a paid service, so you may need to consider the cost. Planning content by upcoming dates. Does your content tie in with any upcoming national days or a public holiday? Think about how you can use a nationally recognised event to also promote your own activity. Content can be published at select times dependent on your audience. This is referred as scheduling. Do you want to catch people on their commute to work or during a lunch break? Do you have a particular image that you wish to share at a set time? All of this can be scheduled in using various platforms and edited ahead of time and amended whenever needed be. Think about groups or pages you may also want to share your content to. Make sure you do your research and find out what their handle name is and what hashtags they use, so it's nice and easy for you to program your content and tag the right people. Think about commitments of your audience. Do they work? Are they likely to use mobile or desktop social media channels? When would be the best time to post? And what format? Think about when you usually look at your own social media during the day. Finally, if you can create a communications plan so you have something to follow, this will help you identify your audience, set goals, ensure your intentions of your posts are clear, and that you are using the correct tone. Like we said before, planning is everything. So you've done all your planning and now it's time to create some great content. Creating images or videos to accompany your social media text will make it more likely to be seen and engaged with. Apps like Canva, Adobe or Pickup can be used to help edit your images and also include text and logos. Try not to be too wordy on any content you create. The shorter and more precise, the better. Think about who your content will be directed at. Will this be the public and local community, stakeholders, or even policymakers? Choosing the right language and tone will be very different depending on your target audience. Make sure you understand what it is you're trying to promote, and you've already got an image or a flyer, make certain it does tie in with that post. This goes back to good planning. Finally, think about asking questions. Create a quiz or a poll, anything that will help you engage with your audience and what you are doing. We spoke before about the importance of good quality photos and videos. Visual media is one of the most persuasive tools available to you and needs to be informative, relevant and interesting. With each picture you take or video, you should be thinking about covering some of the 5 W's. Who is in the picture? What is happening? Where it is? When did it happen? And why is it happening? Here are a few tips for creating a great photo. Make sure you get in close and fill the frame. Keep group numbers to a minimum. Watch the backgrounds. Be aware of what is in the background and be appropriate to your picture. Make the shot interesting, relevant and striking. Move around and look for the unusual. Look for what makes it stand out. Think about height and perspective, considering using the flash or not. Try and take portrait shots. With regards to videos, modern phones can make some great videos, so you don't need any specialised equipment. The only thing is, maybe consider using a tripod stand when shooting a video so you're not moving around and shaking. Before we talk about some of the other things you may wish to consider when managing a social media channel, here are 4 key things for you to take away. Planning is key. Think about your audience. Be reactive. And lastly, use eye-catching visual aids to accompany your posts. As much as social media is a brilliant platform for engaging and connecting with people, it can also be a place for adverse intentions to use and share negative comments. Appropriate consideration and good planning is needed with regards to what you post and how you can help control the responses you get. A well-managed social media channel can nip any issues in the bud quickly with minimal disruption. However, if you do receive any negative comments, consider these points. Do not keep rereading them. Do not engage with the trolls. Stay calm. Don't take it personally. And lastly, think about turning off your commenting on your posts if appropriate. It is important if you're posting on behalf of an organisation that you ensure that you are keeping them and their volunteers safe too. Here are some things to consider. If you are taking photos of people and intend to use them publicly, you must get their permission. Think about having a consent form for people to sign and, or if it is a large event, putting up signs informing them that their picture may be taken throughout the activity. If you are using videos, remember not to break copyright laws and by using popular music over the top. You may need to pay for a license to play for well-known music. Online safety. Always consider the safety of yourselves and your users on your social media. Don't share personal information. Consider creating the ability to post as the organisation rather than you personally. And think about setting profanity filters to reduce the chance for people to make abusive comments. Use strong passwords and keep your devices secure. Social media channels have a responsibility to ensure their platforms are as safe as possible. So you will find that there are lots of restrictions and guidelines that you can put in place to help make certain that your platform and your channels are as safe as possible. As we come to the end of our presentation, here are some simple do's and don'ts that we think are important for you to remember. So firstly, keep language clean, simple and accessible to everyone. Consider using inclusive language such as we, our, rather than I. Having similar wording and colours across the multiple social media platforms you will use will ensure a familiarity and make your group more recognisable. Post with purpose and always have your audience in mind. Be politically aware and neutral. For example, if you're campaigning or challenging policy. Be personable without being personal. Keep your own identity and that of your service users private. Use images and videos to showcase what you do. Have rules in place for how to use your social media channel. Don't be afraid to delete offensive posts. Have more than one administrator. Keep it short and be concise. Do respond to messages and comments, and do engage with friends, neighbours and supporters. Next up, the don'ts. Don't use offensive language or slang words. Don't assume the audience has the same sense of humour or understanding as you. Don't post for the sake of it. Make sure you have something to say and there is a purpose. Don't be political for the sake of it, especially not towards a particular person or party. Don't share personal details or those of any of your service users. Don't share images without permission. Don't allow bad content to be shared on your page. Neglecting your page can damage your organisation's reputation. Don't just have one person with admin access to your platform. Don't ignore direct messages. Set up an automatic reply and remember, social media is about being reactive. Don't be biased and promote outside interests. Think about if you have any conflict of interest to consider. And finally, don't copy or use photos that are not your own. Get permission or credit the person for their work. Thank you so much for listening today to our presentation on our introduction into social media. There's always a lot more to learn, and if you'd like any more assistance, please don't hesitate to contact the Community Development team using the email below. Thank you very much for your time.